I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about and breaking down the insane, the stunning Last of Us Part 2 trailer that Naughty dropped yesterday at the State of Play. Let's get to it. Okay, so we open up with the gorgeous, stunning opening scene. We see Tommy's town, Tommy's dam, and the community on. We can see that the protective walls are up. But when I saw this, it kind of looked like they were sitting ducks out there, out in the open. Nonetheless, the shot is so stunning. The environment looks alive and so detailed. Even the snow on the leaves on the trees are so well done, and the light snow that's falling. Next, we have Dina smoking a hand-rolled cigarette or maybe something else hand-rolled, and behind her we see in the background there is the decay, there is the mold on the back of the wall. It is so detailed and textured. It just looks stunning. We also see Ellie from behind her shoulder. You can see her clothes are distressed and you can see the little tiny tears in her jacket. Then we see Ellie's face. We see the incredible detail in her skin, the textures. Even her freckles are just so perfect, and you see the individual hairs moving. The hair physics is insane. It also looks like the greenery is encroaching upon the two of them in this room. It is creeping in on them, crawling through the window, very creepy. It has barged in on their private conversation. You can even see teeny tiny dust particles floating in the air within the environment of the two of them sitting here. We are also hearing the iconic sound and music of Gustavo Santaolalla. I will never say his name right. Please, I'm so sorry, don't read me for filth. Gustavo. The next shot we see is of the town itself. We see like the string of Christmas lights, the lookout towers, and a copper peak sign on one of the buildings. It looks idyllic and serene, even happy and hopeful for the moment. We see supplies being moved up and down the street. People are working on the main road. Some people are just hanging out, just looking on and just chilling. People working and just keeping busy. This looks like a living, breathing community where people, everyone has a purpose, everyone is doing something. We see kids running and laughing, playing outside. There's a new buck leather shop, and we see what looks like to be the butcher shop. We see the animals, the cattle hanging upside down, skinned, getting ready to feed the community. And it kind of reminds me of the scene in the freezer in the winter chapter when when Joel finally sees what David's community is all about, and he sees the bodies hanging in the freezer with David and the cannibals. But we see Ellie walking towards Dina. They're on their way out for the run, which they spoke about in E3 gameplay from last year in 2018. This is where shit all goes down. We see Jesse here, our friend from Dina's ex, from the dance, from the gathering from last year's E3 gameplay, the happier times. He gives us our guns, he gives us our orders. We have heavily gated doors and security. We see Ellie checking and loading her gun, which reminds me of Joel checking and loading his gun many times in The Last of Us. So now there are 6 of them. They are taking off. It all looks like they're going out in different directions, or maybe in groups of 2. Dina and Ellie are together, and the wilderness shot here is absolutely stunning. You can see the individual hoof prints of the horses and the exact paths that the people are going on. It's so detailed and it's so stunning. Jesse tells them he's very detailed. He is the manager. He would like to speak to your manager. They have their logbooks. They keep very detailed notes on what's going on and what they see, where they see it, which is very smart. Okay, now we see Ellie comes across a moose which has been decimated, and it looks like it happened real quick because there are no drag marks. It looks like he died right there on the spot, and it looks like it was knocked over by the show of the blood splatter on the car window, on the vehicle behind it, in the snow. It looks like a sharp, blunt, force trauma, maybe from a bloater, maybe from a super bloater, maybe from 1 or 2 infected. It looks like it has been eviscerated, torn to shreds. It looks like a fresh kill. The bones are exposed. The blood is pooling. It looks like it's just happened. It looks as if it was a surprise attack and it just didn't even know what hit it. But this could have been done by a super bloater too, but we're going to get to that in a minute. We can see bloody footprints surrounding the animal, like maybe the person or the thing or the infected who came through shuffled along, and we can see their footprints in the snow, which is just stunning how they were able to get that kind of feel in the environment, that kind of detail. It's beautiful. We see Ellie's backpack and her supplies. She's got like her supplies on the back of the horse as well. And we hear Jesse saying in the background, if there's anything that you can't handle, you come back. But it's too late. they're trying to handle it, and it all goes to shit. Next, we see Ellie with her gas mask on, and at first when I saw the trailer, I was a little shook. I was a little nervous that maybe she was no longer immune, maybe because of this elevated, these infected who have evolved and gotten a little stronger. Maybe she's not immune to this next level. So I was a little nervous at first, but as we know, and as many of us discussed in the comments, you know, I'm talking to you guys in the comments. I will get back to all the comments, I promise. But that's why she has her tattoo. That was one of Joel's greatest fear in the first one. If they know that you are immune, they will try and kill you. So he is trying to protect Ellie. That's why she has the tattoo over her bite mark, so no one could clock her tea. So no one could clock her for the bite mark. And she wears the mask just in like for show only, for aesthetic purposes only, to let everybody think that she is like everybody else and she could get hurt by the spores as well. But like, look at the details on the spores on the wall and on the floor. It's so elevated. It's so polished. It's so finessed from the original, obviously, because we're on the next gen. I'm not comparing. I fucking love The Last of Us. I've played it 1,000 times. If I played it once, I played it at least 1,000 times. I'm not even joking. I play it every week on for my Patreons. I do a speed run part every week for every section. I do like a section each week. I speed run attempt it. And so I've played that game thousands of times. Even the spores in the air, it's just so stunning. The details, bitch, I'm obsessed. You see Ellie crash through the floor. Dina's trying to help her. You even hear the glass breaking, and you see the glass shattering in tiny pieces, which we had seen, and also in the E3 2018 gameplay trailer, where Ellie is thrown from the heavy, the heavy seraphite through the glass countertop, and you see the particles. It's so insane. It's gonna be, I can't even imagine what this game is gonna look like all done when we play in it. You hear Ellie's heavy breathing, and then we hear the clicker, bitch. Oh, and then we see that bitch. We see the clicker. Now this clicker has no clothes on. They don't need no clothes. It looks like an evolved version of the infected, and we can see all the details of the infection, how it has taken over this clicker's body. And this clicker is a little bit extra. This clicker is what we've been used to seeing in the past. So this is part of the evolution of the horror, of the terror, and I am here for it. We knew that Neil Druckmann talked about at E3 last year in 2018 that there were going to be evolved creatures and infected. And I am ready for it, bitch. And bitch, she has evolved. She's evolved, bitch. But we only see her for a horrifying second, and then we see a beautiful overhead shot of Ellie and Dina on the horseback, riding through this beautiful snow in the environment where it could have been a beautiful moment, but we know it's filled with terror and horror, bitch. Ellie's behind her horse is a lighter colored horse, and then we see Ellie alone and freezing in the snow, calling out to Dina, looking for her. What? Girl, where the fuck did you go? Then we see Ellie's handgun drawn, looking over a quaint little chateau that's all lit up. She approaches and is so cautious. This is very reminiscent of the winter chapter and David, where we're playing as Ellie, and she's going through the lodge, and she is trying to escape. It's very reminiscent of the winter chapter for me. This whole vibe, the horror, the terror is so real. We see the upgraded flashlight mechanic and the way the light bounces off the door and how clear it is, and when an upgrade it was from the PS3. No shade to the PS3, I love it, but I'm just saying you can see how they've elevated and polished and finessed, and they've finessed this game so fucking much, and it's gonna be everything. So the flashlight image is shining on the downstairs door with a large blood stain and a drag mark, bitch. She looks in cautiously, she gets startled, and she draws her gun, but before she could do anything, she is attacked. She is accosted by an enemy, and then she is taken down. She fights, but to no avail. It looks like there's two sets of hands on her, so it's multiple people down there. It's not just this one person who is possibly attacking Dina. She begs them to stop. Her teeth and her nose are bloodied, and we hear a shot ring out. And then Ellie's blood-curdling, "No!
Please stop! No!"
Like, bitch, I felt that in my bones. I felt that in my soul. I felt that in my heart and my toes. Just give her the awards. Just give Ashley Johnson all the awards at the Video Game Awards next year and in the end of 2020, because girl is already snatching those trophies. Naughty Dog snatched all the trophies already for me in 2020. You can't tell me nothing. Now, Ellie's back. She's back at Tommy's in her room. I'm assuming it's very neat and orderly. There's no mold growing anywhere. There's no infection growing anywhere. How did she survive? Why did she survive? Was she sent back as a message? Because she is completely battered, bruised, bloodied. And not to sound awful, but the bruising and discoloration on her skin is just stunning. Like, I mean, not to sound terrible. Like, I don't take this the wrong way. I don't think that's beautiful. I think the art that the talent that takes to make the darker parts of the bruising and to go to the lighter and like what's healing and what's new, what's a fresh wound, what's an old wound, like by the coloration. They did the same thing in Uncharted 4 when Nate was on the beach when and he was like lifting his head up from the sand and he got his gun and he walks off, like they even elevated it from that. That's what I see. I mean, it's so clear. It's stunning. Naughty Dog, you have outdone yourself already. You can even see what looks like broken blood vessels. Like, am I crazy? Do you see it too? Like, it's so insane. It's so real. But I digress because I love Ellie and it breaks my heart to see her that she is going through the gigs like this and she is tore the fuck up. They really beat her ass. Or did she just escape and she just happened to she got out? Were they trying to kill her too? Now, the big question on everyone's mind, is this Dina? Was this Dina that was killed? Was it Joel? Who's killed? Who, what, where? Nobody knows. Do I think that Naughty Dog is playing with us and making us think it's Dina? Yes. Did they maybe not kill her and just kidnap her? I hope that they don't. I really hope they don't kill another one of Ellie's love interests. Ellie is lesbian and her girlfriends do not have a good track record. So I'm hoping and praying that Miss Dina is alive and well. Maybe they're just holding her against her will as some sort of like hostage situation. Guys, I'm praying for the best. That's all I can say. Now, the reason why I think that she is not killed is that Shannon Woodward is in this. Shannon Woodward is an amazing actress. She was in Westworld. It just seems a little bit odd that they would invest in such a well-known actress to be just a passing character, not a passing character, but like just someone who's not going to be in the game very long. You know what I'm saying? Someone we're not going to be seeing as much in the game. So I'm thinking that maybe this isn't like her dying. Maybe they said, we're taking her as hostage. Don't come for us. Don't try us. Don't try it, bitch. We're going to hurt your girl if you do. And Ellie thinks the only way to get her back is to kill every motherfucking last one of them, bitch. Yes. Now, if you remember, if you follow Neil Druckmann, if you follow him on Instagram and Twitter, he does not post a lot. But when he does, he gives us a little taste. And what he posted was one of the most heartbreaking scenes. I reported it on my O.C.Deidre gaming news. I post every month. You got to watch that for all the tea. I tell everything. So he had the picture of Ellie sing in the mocap stage and Shannon Woodward on the floor. Ellie's on on the sound stage and she's playing her guitar to Dina, which makes me think that since they just kissed the night before, let's try and get the timeline right. They just kissed the night before at the party. The next day, they're out on a run and it's confirmed because Dina says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate our kiss from last night? So it was last night. Dina gets lost. She's going through the gigs. I don't know what the fuck's happening, but I think there's more to her and their relationship that they are letting on. I think they're giving us a little wild goose chase. Everybody's going through the gigs, crying over Dina already. So please, let's keep it together till we find out what the fuck is going on. But that's my conspiracy theory, if you ask me. Okay, so if you don't remember that picture, don't worry, bitch, I do, and I got you. Don't worry. So I'm here to give you a little bit of hope. There's got to be more of the story between Ellie and Dina. I am hoping. Ellie hasn't had much luck in the girlfriend's apartment. R.I.P. Riley. It looks like she's sitting on a couch or with a rolling clothes rack in front of her with, hanging clothes. It's on wheels. And it looks like there's a pair of boots. It looks so clean. It's got to be her room in Tommy's camp, and we know it's Tommy's camp because here comes Tommy. And guys, I was shook. I was so hoping we would see Tommy. I wonder if we'll see Maria, but we can't ask for too much. We got so much in this fucking 2-minute trailer that I was obsessed over. Here comes Tommy with a Tupperware full of food. Girl, I'm sorry, your girl is gone. Tommy, am I glad to see you, bro? I'm so happy to see you. He looks older. The character model for Tommy looks stunning. It's so like grizzled and well done. He even looks like he has like over his right eye, it looks like he's got like a fresh scar, a bloody bruise on his forehead. It looks brand new. Ellie is getting ready to go to war. She is not playing. She's got to finish this. She's packing her guns. She's testing her bow. Girl, she ready. So I'm assuming some months have passed because this scene looks like springtime or summer, probably spring because Ellie still got a jacket on. And can we take a moment to appreciate the fucking environment and the beauty of the shot alone is so stunning. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning what they've done with this game. I'm already obsessed. She's riding her horse alone through the destroyed buildings and burned out buildings and collapsed roads. We see like three army trucks, or like, you know, like those big SUVs, whatever, in the military trucks in the background, but we can see the lush greenery. It's just beautiful. The green landscape is everything. I swear, if this fucking horse dies like Callus, I am going to cry. Please don't kill this horse, bitch. We see Ellie and Tommy discussing what she is going up against. This looks like it's a while after her beating because her eye is the bruise is kind of healing. It's still bruised, but it's healing. Now she's in a small boat going through the streets because the streets have been flooded. We know what happens in an apocalypse when there's no one there to clean up the mess and to get rid of all the water that's coming in from the rains and the flooding, and this is what happens. So you have to get around by boat. Will Ellie be swimming? Will she take a boat everywhere? There's no planks around. I don't know. Like, don't nobody read Ellie for filth if she doesn't know how to swim yet, all right? She's in a boat. Give her a break. Because no one's there to upkeep the roads and the infrastructure is falling the fuck apart. It's horrible. Now, we see a bombed and half destroyed like sculpture. And there's a Ferris wheel in the background, which I thought was very strange, but beautiful. A little creepy, but yes, I'm into it. And we can see the rain elements. It just looks and sounds incredible. And then we see the stunning shot of the subway, which looks like soldiers or militia group searching for Ellie, I'm assuming. The emergency flares give this shot such an ominous feel. Oh, the ominosity. And the red, it's just everything. Living for the horror. The horror feels in this game instantly. It looks like there is a naked gentleman sitting in a chair who is being tortured. You can see the wire for that like light. You know when you do a construction work, it's like an emergency kind of light or whatever, laid out on the table, and you see puddles of blood around the bathroom area. They're in a men's room. You can even see the sweat and the moisture on the body and the shadows from the lamp on his skin, on his leg. It looks like the person torturing him has a switchblade in his hand, and he has been slicing his face and mouth. He grabs his face, and you can see his face is just tore up. Now, I don't know who this man is with the switchblade knife. I don't think it's Joel. I don't know who it is. Enemy, friend. I don't know. We torturing them for information. I don't fucking know. And here we see Ellie shooting at the Seraphites. They're wearing their uniform, their garb, their trench coats, their hoods, and their uniform that they all wear. They all look the same. You hear their signature whistling in the background that we heard at the E3 2018 gameplay. Sorry, I keep referencing it, but that's really, we only have a few things to go back to refer to. That's their way of communicating. And Ellie is shot with an arrow, and she pulls it out, and you look at the bloodstain where she was hit and how it like sprays out. And then when she pulls it out, you see more blood comes out and stains more of her shirt. Like the blood drips. Like if you were to pull something out and you would be bleeding more, it like as soon as she pulls it out, the blood comes spilling out. Like the details. You can't stop this, she says. And she tries to steady her hand, her bloody knuckles, and we see Dina's bracelet. She's savage. Now here we go with the combat, bitch, and the fighting, which was everything. She savagely stabs a Seraphite in the neck. She shoots a woman in the face with her rifle, and the blood splatter effects, oh my God, insane. The blood splatter effects were, I just can't get over the visceral reactions to the combat that we're going to have here is going to be insane. Then she's fighting this woman. She slices the woman in the abdomen, and you see her shirt rip, and you see the flesh underneath and the blood. And we see like the tear in her clothes where she was cut, the bloody flesh. And then she slices her face, and we see the wound in like such detail. Like, what are they doing? Like, Naughty Dog is killing the game. Don't nobody release nothing in 2020 because don't even worry. I'm kidding. I'm looking forward to playing a lot of games in 2020. But there is nothing, bitch, on my radar for 2020 besides this game that I want to play more than this. They just ain't. Then she has her axe, and she's slicing a hunter or survivor. Now, we've seen in the 2018 gameplay where they took that hammer and they flipped it around, and bam. That animation alone gave me happy dreams for like 3 months after that. It was just stunning how that was done. And then bitch, here comes Big Mama with that familiar roar. Oh my God, give me tingly chills up and down my spine. I'm terrified already. Busts through the wall, shattering the wood. This is the evolved bloater. And bitch, she is pissed. Bitch, she is pissed. She mad. She is so mad. Then we see the heavy enemy. First of all, it looks stunning. It looks like this velociraptor. I don't know what, like, crown she's got going on. Like, I just, like, Queen Elizabeth realness going on. And like full of, oh, with the virus is all over. Now we see the heavy enemy with his axe, the Seraphite busting through like fucking Jack motherfucking Nicholson in The Shining. Here's Johnny bitch. And he comes busting through the door. This looks like what we saw at E3's gameplay, and we see Ellie's face turn red, and she turns away from the shattering of the wood when he's busting through. Then we see a quick shot of a dog wearing like a metal harness, and he is a vicious guard dog attacking Ellie. Or is he an infected animal? I originally thought it was an infected animal. I don't doubt it. I think it's coming. Get ready. I mean, I don't know if it is. We don't know because we're already moving on to this infected, and we can see the details in the skin and the mouth. And this is a newly infected fucker. This is a newly infected fucker. And there's even one on the ground that's crawling, bitch. Oh, it's so fucking frightening. They know how to do horror and survival horror so fucking well. It's insane. He's coming for Ellie, bitch. You ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna crawl my way to you. They are at the Bank of Meridian, which is in the original game. If I am wrong, please correct me, but I'm almost positive the Bank of Meridian is like a national bank, like TD Bank or whatever, like these banks in the US. So it would make sense that it would still be there in some of the assets that they used from the first game. I wonder if the coffee house is still going to be there, our usual coffee house that we've seen in The Last of Us. It looks like 1 clicker and 5 infected. Then we have 2 soldiers or hunters, and this beautiful overgrown foliage. It's so overgrown that the poor bastard doesn't even see the nail bomb that Ellie left for him, a little present. And boom, bitch. Boom. Look at that blood splatter. Look at that viscera. Look at that, the way it explodes throughout the screen. It's going to be more savage than ever, this fucking game. Oh my god, it's too much. He explodes into a million fucking pieces. The viscera of it all, bitch. And then we see the infected jumping into the car to attack Ellie, and we see the detail in its decay, the nodules on the scalp, and the infection is slowly taking over the face and the eye. You could see the texture in the skin. It's beautiful. It's stunning. This fucking trailer is so motherfucking frightening. 12 heart attacks watching this over and over. I get the same feels, the same fear in the pit of my stomach. I can't even take it. Even the details in the fucking arrows, the feathers in the arrows, you can see the detail. It's like, this game is going to be 2 discs. And that's why, because they went deep on this game. Then we see a car fire, and then a hand in a familiar jacket grabs Ellie. And we have seen the reveal of all reveals, bitch. Oh, Joel. My heart broke into a million pieces. I was so happy to see him, my beloved Joel. And I love Ellie. No, I love Ellie so much. Like, I fucking love Ellie, okay? But I love Joel too, okay? Cars are driving away, and we see Ellie's face relax and calm when she, like, realizes, she senses it's Joel. She doesn't see him, but she knows it's him. And the expression in both their faces when we see them is too much. Do you fucking people realize how good this game is going to be? Are you ready? You better get ready, because it is going to be everything. Ain't nobody eating, nobody's sleeping, nobody's breathing until that game is fucking played from start to finish, bitch. It's going to be everything. I don't think you realize how good this game is going to be. I don't think you're taking me seriously. Joel has a fresh wound, and he looks much older than his age. He should be around 52, 53. In the last game, he was around 46, 47, and it has been 5 or 6 years since then. This is an estimation. The Cordyceps virus has made everybody go through the gigs. Nobody's doing their skincare. No one is getting any facials. Their skin is going through the gigs. They look a lot older. And my Joel is still handsome as ever. I fucking love him so much. It is the motherfucking apocalypse, y'all. Like, ain't nobody got time for skincare. Even the individual gray hairs on his beard and his mustache, his chin. I do love that his hair has grown out a bit. It's like, oh, very Silver Fox, very everything. Joel looks stunning. He looks so handsome. I'm obsessed. I fucking live. I'm fucking obsessed. I'm fucking obsessed with this game. I have been since before it came out. I've played it hundreds of thousands of times. Like, I'm not even joking. I know every fucking inch of that game. I played it so much. So when I tell you I'm obsessed with this game, bitch, you better believe me. Anyway, 148 days as of today of filming this it is September 25th. Tomorrow is Outbreak Day. I will be reporting on any news that they do. The media had their event yesterday, 3 hours. The embargo lifts tomorrow. I will be reporting on all that news. All other games will be suspended until that time, until I get to all the tea on this Last of Us, because, you know, we waited way too long for this, and I'm so hyped. February 21st, 2020, bitch. 148 days from today, the countdown has begun. It's a celebration, bitch. Let's get ready. I hope you can watch and subscribe to my channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and thanks for showing my video, my reaction video, so much love. I appreciate it so much. So if you can, please leave me a like and subscribe. Share these videos if you can, and if you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Every little bit helps. Help this girl out. Help the struggle. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with all Naughty Dog news and other stuff too. Naughty Dog's most important though. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back with more.